It's time for a cosmic horror story. I hope you're ready. It's the early 1900s, and a local merchant woodworker has just finished building a step stool. Unbeknownst to him, there was a weak point in some of the wood that he used to build this stool. He unknowingly sells this faulty step stool to somebody's great-grandfather. This great-grandfather, who's an excellent father and an impeccable human being, brings the step stool home and decides to use it immediately to fix a loose board in the ceiling. His daughter, somebody's grandmother, a beautiful and lovely child, is watching her father work. In an unfortunate turn of events, one of the legs of the step stool breaks while the great-grandfather is on it. He falls and meets his demise. The grandmother witnesses this terrible scene in its entirety, and it changes her completely. Before this moment, her destiny was to become a great mother and impeccable human being, much like her father. But once she experienced this traumatic event, it changed her entirely. The more she thought about the way her father died, the more she thought about all the different ways anybody could die at any time. She clung to religion for all the wrong reasons. Instead of seeking enlightenment and a divine relationship with God, she used it to convince herself of the promise of heaven, so that she could tell herself over and over again that one day she'll see her father there along with all of her other loved ones. When she had her own child, somebody's mother, she became the overbearing parent. She'd barely let the child leave the house. Because of that, her daughter, somebody's mother, developed severe health problems as a result of not getting outside and getting natural nutrients like vitamin D from the sun and fresh air. The daughter also developed a contempt for religion and spirituality as a whole because her mother tried to force it down her throat. When that mother ended up having her own child, the child was already subjected to many of the health deficiencies that her mother had. And because that mother had a contempt for religion, spirituality, and even God itself, the child was raised in a home devoid of spirit. This person that you may know, that lives in 1,000 faces across the world, is the fourth generation from a traumatic tragedy that was absolutely unavoidable, which sent reverberations and shockwaves through the ages. All of those neuroses, psychoses, and health issues compounded through those 4 generations to culminate into the person that is living today. Which brings us to the moral of our cosmic horror story. Sometimes these unavoidable tragedies, these randomized events, create absolutely destructive patterns throughout the ages. We become the innocent bystanders of karma, the cosmic momentum of time. The story I just told you has happened 1 billion times in 1 million different ways.